From the Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Dale and Scott.
We back.
Gobble, gobble.
It's November 27th, y'all. And in case you're listening to the Swish Edition for the first time, our show is like a kitchen drawer. Drawer.
You can't say a kitchen junk drawer.
Kitchen junk drawer. That's hard to say, and I'm not even drinking. So in a kitchen junk drawer, everyone has one, right? Everyone in America has one.
You have to.
Some things are useful, some things are totally random, and every now and then, you'll find a real treasure. That's our show.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? I saw that online the other day, and I had to jot it down because I thought it was like perfect for...
Yeah.
So what's in our junk drawer? There are random old keys that I can't possibly throw away because I have no idea. I might need them someday.
Might need them.
I don't even think we have any real keys for this house. We're all digital. Scotch tape, rubber bands, Post-it notes, pens that don't work, twist ties, manuals for appliances we don't even have anymore, matches, scissors, dog medicine that expired in 2018. I mean, the list goes on.
Yeah. The one thing that we actually don't keep that I think a lot of people would have in their drawer is like ketchup packets. And
I throw all those away.
We throw them away. We don't
have bottles of ketchup. I mean, I guess we would never need to buy bottles of ketchup if we kept all the packets that came in and out of this house.
Yeah.
Crazy. So I saw this online also. It's a picture of Dorothy, Sophia, Rose, and Blanche. If you don't know who Dorothy, Sophia, Rose, and Blanche are, stop listening to this podcast right now and go get a life. No, I'm just kidding. So they're the characters on The Golden Girls, which was a sitcom from 1985 to 1992. I didn't realize they did 7 seasons.
Wow.
We've watched it all several times. Anyway, I didn't know their ages.
So I knew something of this, and the only thing I knew was that I actually thought Estelle Getty, who played Sophia, was, even though she looked and played the oldest, I thought she was the youngest of all 4.
And she wasn't. No.
Close.
But she was younger than her daughter.
Yes.
I don't know if everyone knows that, but the point of this whole thing is that I think people back then in the mid to late 80s were older than they are now at the same age. Really. I mean, supposedly these were 4 retired women living together. Dorothy's character, played by B. Arthur, was supposed to be 54 years old.
Yeah.
Come on. And she was old over the hill already?
Yeah.
I'm 54 years old.
It doesn't look the same.
So B. Arthur was 63 years old at the time, playing a 54-year-old. Her mother, Sophia, was played by Estelle Getty. Estelle Getty was 62. She was playing an 80-year-old. They made her look older than she was.
Yeah.
Betty White was 63 years old when she started the series. She was playing Rose, and Rose was supposed to be 55 years old. And Rue McClanahan was 51 when the show started. She was playing Blanche, who was 53. So so she was the youngest in both in respect of her real age and character.
Yeah.
Anyway, I can't imagine Gen Xers and millennials. I'm a Gen Xer. You're a millennial. Moving into a typical old folks home, wearing polyester pants and, those classic old woman hairdos that your grandmother has. And sitting around complaining about the current pop music of the day.
I do that. I can't stand most of the days.
You don't like espresso?
Like top 40. Some of it I don't get it.
All right. So maybe you are older than your age.
Yeah. I feel like there's a magic number, and I want to say was it 12 or 14 or something is the age, and for like 10 years, the music you listen to, that will be
the music of your life.
The music of your life.
Got it.
Yeah.
Right.
And
I
can listen to the 90s all day, every day.
I can
never get bored.
I can listen to 80s. I can listen to 90s, but I also love a lot of stuff that's coming out now.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things on my playlist.
Okay.
That are new.
I listen to it too. But if I were to say, go play something right now over the speakers, what are you going to play?
Probably my 80s mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you go to something that you're familiar with.
Right.
And know all the words to.
Anyway, the thesis of this whole section, though, that I came up with on my own, and no one else has ever done it before, is that 50 is the new 35.
Yeah.
And 70 and 80-year-olds right now are more active than they ever have been before. I think that's true.
Yeah.
So, anyway, this is the Swish edition.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition.
So that's a song called Compliments to the Chef by Water Mirrors.
Yeah.
And I thought it was appropriate for this Thanksgiving week, since they will not allow us to use the Peanuts Thanksgiving theme song. Anyway,
What are you going to
it
do?
would cost a lot more money
Yeah.
to do that. I think this cost us about 50 cents.
There you go.
Not saying that Water Mirrors song is not as cool as the Peanuts, but there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of old people, like we were with that last segment, this week Biden pardoned 2 turkeys at the White House. He did that on Monday. Their names were Peach and Blossom.
Oh.
I was wondering about this when I saw it in the news and wondering how it got started.
Oh, yeah.
Do
this
you
is
know?
stuff. No,
Do you know
I
this
have
story?
no idea.
So apparently the event took place way back during the Civil War when Tad Lincoln asked his father to spare a turkey named Jack from the holiday meal.
Well, that's your first problem is you don't name your food.
Well, a lot of kids that grow up on farms do tend to get pretty close to the animals on the farm, and sometimes they give them names, even though they're going to end up being
Yeah.
dinner, right, at some point.
I guess.
Tad Lincoln, of course, was President Abraham Lincoln's son, and President Abraham Lincoln obliged his son and pardoned the turkey. It wasn't until 1947 that President Harry Truman pardoned the first national Thanksgiving turkey, and all the presidents since Truman have done it,
Nice.
whether they like it or not.
It does seem a little ridiculous.
It's silly. It's a nonsensical tradition because this whole day, which is tomorrow, Thanksgiving, is about eating turkey, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And giving thanks for the year we've had and the life we were living, I guess. But as a father, don't you think Biden should pardon his son Hunter instead
Right.
of the turkey?
Right? You should set him right next on the table, right next to him.
If you were Biden and you've gone through what he's gone through this year, which has been probably the shittiest year of his life, right?
Who are you talking about?
Biden.
Which one?
Oh, the president.
Yeah.
You would think he would just, what does he have to lose by pardoning his son? Just freaking do it.
You just say fuck it.
Trump would have done it. Trump will do it. Oh, he's got a bunch of sons.
Yeah.
Anyway, there you go. That's why the turkeys get pardoned at the White House. For no real reason, except for Lincoln started it. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and I want to know why people get so bent out of shape about other people's meals, their Thanksgiving menu. Food and Wine magazine asked all of their editors to publish what they were serving to their family and friends this year, and the readers of the magazine lost their collective shit. What is traditional? What is the traditional Thanksgiving menu?
And that's the thing. It's relative, and it's usually
really
it's probably regional, I would say.
I would say you're right. I bet the people in New Orleans are eating something very different from the people in Chicago.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, are the people in the Pacific Northwest, are they having salmon?
They might be.
I don't know.
In addition to the turkey.
Right.
I think it's safe to say, I wrote down what is safe to say that the vast majority of people are having.
Sure.
They're having turkey. They're having gravy. They're having stuffing or dressing. People call it stuffing and people call it dressing. I call it stuffing. even though I don't stuff it in the turkey. Mashed potatoes are a given, right? Everyone does that. Sweet potatoes, usually. I know you don't like them, but most people have them. You got to have cranberry sauce.
Yes.
You got to have something green. We usually have green beans. Some people do Brussels sprouts. You got to have rolls, and pumpkin pie, I think, is kind of like a given.
That's a good menu.
There is your traditional Thanksgiving dinner. However, everything else is up in interpretation, right? I mean, like you said, some of the Food and Wine editors listed ham, which I don't know. Ham seems like an Easter thing to me.
And
you can also have it at Christmas, though. Sure. Yeah. A lot of people put salad on there. Who the hell eats salad with Thanksgiving dinner?
You probably should.
I think it's stupid. I don't want salad. We eat salad all the time, and I love it, but I don't want it for Thanksgiving. What about stuffing that has cornbread and oysters in it?
I've heard about this, and I swear this is New England.
It must be.
I think it is. I've heard about this.
Creamed onions. Now, that's something my mom and dad love. We're not actually doing it, but I think that's a New England thing. Mm-hmm. You know, the little pearl onions, which you don't like.
I can't stand a pearl onion.
A lot of Italians, especially people in New Jersey, add a pasta course before the turkey, which seems weird to me, but I'm sure it's yummy. And then here's this one. I know your grandmother loves this.
This might be like a mid-Atlantic thing.
Pretzel Jello salad.
It's the grossest fucking shit.
What the fuck is that? So you literally put pretzels in Jello?
So the one thing I believe how it's made is you take a sheet pan, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bottom layer, I think, is some sort of like cream cheese mixture.
Okay.
Right? And then you take a packet of Jello, whatever flavor, I don't know. And you put pretzels in it, and you pour that over the layer of the cream cheese base.
Okay.
And then you refrigerate it and you eat it.
It's disgusting.
I think you could put whipped cream on top or something.
Oh, didn't your grandmother have that at her 80th birthday party?
Yeah, it's freaking gross. It's
Was she
soggy pretzels.
Was she the only one that ate it?
No, I talked to Mom, and surprisingly, there wasn't much left. So,
wow,
it's a thing. It's a thing. It's a weird thing.
Also, a bunch of people are having cheese grits. Like grits don't seem to go with Thanksgiving turkey.
That's got to be
a Southern thing.
Southern thing, yeah.
And the craziest thing, now this didn't come from Food and Wine, but I saw it on TikTok the other day. People went out and bought a tray of White Castle burgers, sliced them up into little hunks, and made their stuffing for their turkey with the White Castle burgers.
I think White Castle is disgusting.
Well, that sounds disgusting. All right, so our menu for tomorrow, I'm actually cooking. My mom and dad are going to be here. I'm cooking for a total of 4 people, so it's really not that hard. But my mom and dad will be here, so I can't really fuck this up because my mom's going to be watching everything I do. Mm-hmm. I'm doing a 12-pound turkey, gravy, sausage stuffing, which is my grandmother's recipe, regular old white mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm. I'm doing my sweet potato casserole with the little marshmallows on top, Jiffy corn souffle, which I love, green beans, 2 different kinds of cranberry sauce. I made homemade cranberry sauce yesterday, and then we're going to have the kind that comes in the can, the jellied stuff.
Yeah.
Snowflake rolls, which I picked up yesterday, pumpkin pie, and apple pie. How's that?
No one knows what a fucking snowflake roll is.
It's like a Parker House roll, kind of. Yeah. It's going to be fun. Everyone knows what a snowflake roll is.
No.
They don't?
No. Never heard that before in my life.
All right, well, that's what we're having. What are you guys having? Let me know. Send us a picture. Send us a picture of your holiday table.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to see it. You can email it or post it to the Swish Edition Facebook page. I don't care. Or just don't.
That's what I was about to say.
So I got some helpful Thanksgiving tips if you are making your meal tomorrow. Do not try to thaw your turkey in the dishwasher or the clothes dryer. Believe it or not, people have tried both.
You'd have to get a new fucking dryer.
Why would someone put the turkey in the dishwasher and run it?
I'm talking about the clothes dryer.
Both are stupid.
You would never get that smell out of there.
You would never get it clean again. Also, make sure to remove the gizzards and the neck. They're inside the turkey. They all come that way. You need to take it out before you roast it. They give that to you because a lot of people make their gravy with the gizzards and the neck. Yeah. And if you are the one cooking, it is totally appropriate and you should do it. Start drinking at 8 a.m. in the morning.
There you go.
There's nothing wrong with that. A mimosa while you're trussing that turkey, I would totally think that's totally fine. Don't sweat it.
Right.
Turn on the Macy's Day Parade and go. But don't, Oh, and the Lions football game.
Oh,
There are 3 football games tomorrow.
Is there?
Yeah. The Macy's Day Parade. I love it. I watch it every year. I don't know how much longer that company can afford to sponsor it, though. They don't have any money. They don't have any money, so...
They're certainly not doing it 100% now. It just can't be.
I just don't know. Anyway, after this Thursday, on Friday, it's time for you guys to start thinking about your Christmas list if you haven't already. You only got a couple weeks after that to get it all done. And I have a gift idea for Dale if he needs to find a gift for me. This is what I want. Look at this picture. Look at that picture. I think it's one of the prettiest things I've ever seen in a long time.
I enjoy the color.
This is the 2025 Bentley Continental GT Speed, and it's a beautiful, beautiful green color. It's a little 2-door sports car, and guess what? It's electric. There's no gas going into this at all.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. But I feel like this is the car that you want to hear.
It goes 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. We would be at Mandalay Bay so quick.
So fucking fast. Yeah.
So quick. The starting price for this car, Dale, is $302,000. If you want the convertible, it's $332,000.
Are they out yet?
I mean, most houses, yeah, it's out. You can. I don't know how many they make a year, but you could probably get one.
Okay.
If you got the cash, they'll give you one. Can you imagine?
It is pretty.
It's pretty. So is that what you're getting me?
Yes, it'll be in the stocking.
So the other day, you and I were talking about satellites, and you know that I'm obsessed with going outside at night and looking for satellites. And every time I see one, I point it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably think it's very, very annoying. I wanted to know how many satellites were up there because literally every time I look, I see one. Go out tonight, guys. If it's clear tonight, look up. I guarantee you'll see a satellite. As of June, there were 11,330 satellites orbiting the Earth. I had no idea that there were that many.
I mean, I thought it was a lot, but not that many.
Over 11,000. It's almost a 40% increase from January 2022. And most of that's because of Elon Musk's Starlink network.
Yeah.
He's got over 4,000 satellites up there just for Starlink alone.
Yeah.
And he's putting 50 new ones up, I think next week. Or maybe it's later this week.
Yeah. Have you seen the video of them being released?
It's amazing.
It's pretty freaking cool.
They put 50 satellites on one of those Falcon 9 rockets. So 50 at a time go up there.
Wow.
Or 60, 50 or 60. It's pretty amazing. And the reason this whole thing started because we were talking about Sirius satellite radio, and you said they had 2. They actually have 8 now.
Oh yeah, it was. I knew it was. See, this was.
But when they started,
when it was just XM.
Yeah.
And Sirius was a whole nother company.
Got it.
XM originally launched 2, one for the East and one for the West.
And their names were?
Rock and Roll.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So then they merged with Sirius, and together they now have 8, and 2 more are going up next week on Elon Musk's rocket. So they'll have a total of 10.
Wow.
So
yeah, because I think it only serves the U.S. and Canada. That's
continental, and you can't get it in Alaska or Hawaii.
Yeah.
It's only continental U.S.
Wow.
Yeah, and I guess northern or parts of Canada.
Yeah. I still think I know that Sirius is headquartered in New York City, but I still think they occupy the old XM radio headquarters in DC.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think so too. I think they do a bunch of shows there. Just a quick little piece of Vegas news in case you guys are coming and want to see a show. The Chippendale show is moving.
Oh, wow.
They've been at the Rio Hotel and Suites for 22 years. I had no idea it's been around that long. And they're moving across the highway and down the strip to the Link. They're going to the Link.
That's probably better for them. Get on the strip.
I think so too. The Rio is kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, it's sad.
Sketch right now. I mean, I know they're redoing all the rims and they're trying to make it nicer, but it's still kind of desolate.
Yeah.
Anyway, back in 2011, I had to look up the date because I didn't remember this. We actually had someone from the Chippendales show as a guest right here on the Swish Edition when we were still in DC.
Wow.
And he's also a singer. You guys know him, Jeff Timmons. He's one of the members of the group 98 Degrees. Isn't that cool?
Yeah, I think he was the brother of another one. The one who married
Am I right? Was it
Chicken
Jeff
of the Sea?
Oh, you're right. It wasn't Jeff Timmons. It was the other guy.
It was the other guy. It was his brother.
You're so right.
I can't think of it.
I'm going to look it up. Drew Lachey.
That's the one.
It was Drew Lachey. Well, Jeff Timmons was also in the Chippendale show at one point, but we had Drew Lachey on the show.
Right. And Nick Lachey is the one who married the Chicken of the Sea girl, who are now divorced.
No, you know what? You're wrong. It wasn't Drew Lachey that was on our show. It was Jeff Timmons was on our show.
I never said who was on the show.
Then why were you talking about Nick Lachey's brother?
Because I thought this Jeff Timmons was the brother of basically the lead singer, but I was wrong about that.
See, you threw this whole section off.
It was Lachey.
And I believed you. No,
I had nothing to do with who was on the show in 2011. I don't remember back that far.
I know. I understand now what happened. I understand what has happened in this section of the show. It was Jeff Timmons that was a guest on our show. Yeah. Drew Lachey and Nick Lachey are brothers. They're both members.
Right.
Who's the fourth guy?
I don't remember.
Justin Jeffrey. No one knows him.
No.
Anyway, as a side note, longtime Swish listener and recent guest host Melissa just saw 98 Degrees perform at Disney World last week.
They've been here a few times.
Yeah.
I think they did some New Kids on the Block shows. You know, when New Kids was here, their little residency. I think they popped up every once in a while.
I don't believe anything you say anymore.
Okay.
Anyway. Is this a disaster waiting to happen? Margaritaville at Sea just announced a dog cruise for November 2025.
God, this sounds horrible.
Now, Margarita at Sea is Jimmy Buffett's cruise line. They have 2 ships, I believe, now. It's supposedly worse than Carnival. Jimmy Buffett, of course, is dead.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he died. He was so embarrassed by Margaritaville at Sea. Anyway, they just announced the dog cruise for November 2025. That exact date and itinerary has not been released yet. However, if you want to take your dog, go down to Tampa, get on the ship. They're going to have special costume contests, dog shows, parades, guest speakers, and training advice sessions for dog owners. They're going to allow up to 250 canine passengers on this cruise.
I would be so frustrated and mad if I booked this cruise without knowing that it was a dog cruise.
Dogs have to be fully vaccinated, accompanied by a health certificate signed by a licensed veterinarian, and remain in designated pet-friendly areas of the ship. They're not going to be allowed everywhere, Dale. Dogs will not be allowed in the restaurants, the casino, the pool decks, or the spa due to health regulations. Dogs also must be on a leash when in any public area. But here's the thing, even worse than just being annoyed by all the dogs on board, you said.
Mm-hmm.
Pet-friendly staterooms will include private relief areas on the balconies and additional relief areas set up in other parts of the ship. Now that sounds disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, we have a dog right now in our house that sometimes has pee accidents in the house. It's not something you want done on the inside.
No.
And you wouldn't want it done on your balcony either.
No.
Balconies are really small. And what if the pee, like the dog lifted his leg and the pee went out and over and down into the balcony behind you or below you?
Right. Or down.
This sounds like like I said, this is a disaster waiting to happen.
I have stupid ideas.
This is so dumb. You don't need to go on a cruise with your dog. Leave your dog at home with the pet sitter. That's what they're for.
Yeah.
Let's totally change subjects. Go fly away somewhere. How about on Delta Airlines? They just announced that they're going to be offering Shake Shack burgers to their first class
I think this is cool.
beginning December 1st, which is just next week. It's Sunday. Delta customers flying out of Boston will be able to pre-select a Shake Shack cheeseburger as their meal option. Only out of Boston to start.
Nice.
The cheeseburger is only available to customers sitting in first class on routes over 900 miles. I don't know. They expect they're going to roll this out to other markets later next year. You get a little Caesar salad, a brownie, and chips along with it.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it.
But how...
No French fries?
No, I know, no French fries. I know that Delta already does burgers on board, so I guess they have some practice doing this. But how do they store them for several hours and then reheat them successfully? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Now,
I've had some decent meals on an airplane.
They do give you the lettuce, tomato, pickles, and onions separately. So those stay cold while the burger is warm and with the cheese on it.
Yeah.
I just like to know if it's actually any good, you know? Would it be any good?
You'd have to go. I remember on my very first flight, what was I, 12? And my parents had organized McDonald's on board. I think it was a United flight. And we got Happy Meals, and inside was, there's a toy United airplane from McDonald's.
That's a great idea.
It was awesome.
But there would have to be a McDonald's at the airport. Otherwise, it would be awful.
If you offered a popular fast food chain, there's no reason why they can't set up a kitchen next to Sky Chefs and just,
and do it right there
as
at the
long
airport.
as you pre-do it. Like, you can't get it, what would you like to have today, sir? Oh, I want a McDonald's chicken nugget. No, you got to pre-do that.
Yeah.
I think it could work, and there's an opportunity here at airports.
All right. Well, let's talk to the airport authority and see if we can get it done. And finally, I want to remind everyone that, as you know, Black Friday is this Friday. Amazon and Walmart are fine. But I want to remind you that there's also this thing called Small Business Saturday happening this Saturday. You guys should try to shop locally for your Christmas gifts. Help out the local guy, the guy that owns the store right in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
That's what Small Business Saturday is all about. Don't give all your business to Walmart and Amazon. Those are billionaires that don't need your money. Both of them.
Yeah, but you need the product.
I love the product, and I use both Walmart and Amazon for shit. But I also try to buy things locally.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
It is.
Yeah. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Ran out of music. Talked too long.
Gobble, gobble.
Bye. I don't believe anything you say anymore.
Okay.